Hello, and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Halloween is a time for costumes, candy, and festivities that bring families and friends together. But this year's Halloween took an unexpected turn for Will and Gwen. Instead of the usual spooky celebrations, they spent the night just with each other. They were dubbed the Chocolate Drop Couple by their friends because of their sweet personalities and love of chocolate desserts. They surprised everyone by skipping Halloween in favor of a quiet, intimate date night. The choice was not made lightly. Halloween has always been a fun holiday for Will and Gwen. Their home would normally be decorated with cobwebs, jack-o'-lanterns, and a variety of themed treats. Gwen, in particular, was proud of her elaborate costumes, which she frequently made herself. Will, on the other hand, had a talent for selecting the most outrageous or funny outfits. Their past Halloween parties were the talk of their neighborhood, drawing friends, family, and even strangers who had heard about their spirited gatherings. As a result, when they announced that they would not be participating this year, there was a flurry of curiosity. Instead of being overflowing with photos of Gwen in her imaginative costumes and Will striking perfectly timed comedic poses, social media feeds were quiet. Friends and fans alike were left wondering what could have prompted such a departure from tradition because the couple did not post any hints or explanations. The truth, as it turned out, was both simple and heartwarming. Work commitments, social obligations, and the usual demands of day-to-day life had taken precedence, making life hectic even. Both Will and Gwen had felt a growing need to reconnect, to step away from the constant buzz and noise and focus solely on each other. Halloween, while fun, had become just another item on an already long to-do list. The couple got ready for their night out on October 31st. Rather than donning costumes or handing out candy to trick-or-treaters, Gwen, usually bustling around the house making elaborate Halloween-themed treats, instead took time to pick out a simple yet elegant dress. Will, who had been known to sport full Halloween get-ups even at the local grocery store, opted for a crisp button-down shirt and a relaxed blazer. They looked at each other, smiling, recognizing the rare moment they were giving themselves, a night unburdened by expectation. Their first stop was a small, cozy restaurant tucked away on a quiet street, a place they had discovered months prior but never had the time to truly enjoy. The ambiance was warm, with dim lighting, soft jazz music, and candlelit tables that created a serene escape from the busy world outside. They were seated at a corner table, which afforded them privacy and intimacy, and were greeted with smiles. As they perused the menu, they laughed about past Halloween experiences. Gwen recalled the time she spent making a homemade costume, which took nearly a week, only for Will to jokingly spill a drink on it before the party started. Will made fun of Gwen for insisting on perfecting every aspect, like carving pumpkins or setting up a themed table spread. The conversation flowed effortlessly, a reminder of why they had fallen in love in the first place. For their meal, they chose dishes they rarely indulged in. Gwen selected a truffle pasta that had caught her eye for weeks, while Will opted for a perfectly seared steak accompanied by roasted vegetables. The food was delicious, the service was attentive, and the experience didn't feel rushed. Unlike their usual Halloween nights, there was no rush, no expectation to entertain or impress anyone else. Just the two of them enjoying a simple yet meaningful meal together. They took a leisurely stroll through a nearby park after dinner. The autumn air was crisp, the leaves a mosaic of red, orange, and gold. The glimmering Halloween decorations in the distance felt more like a backdrop to their private evening than a call to action. Gwen linked her arm through Will's, and they walked in comfortable silence for a while, taking in the scenery and savoring the calm. It was a chance for them to disconnect from their usual routine and practice mindfulness. Their walk ended at a small chocolate shop, a favorite haunt for both of them. Known for its artisanal chocolates and unique flavors, the shop was a haven for those with a sweet tooth. While Will jokingly debated which flavors they should purchase to take home, Gwen's eyes lit up as she sampled a few pieces. As a subtle nod to the holiday they had decided to skip, they ultimately settled on a combination of dark chocolate truffles, caramel-filled bites, and a few novelty chocolate pieces shaped like ghosts and pumpkins. Returning home, they carried their chocolate treasure trove and settled into a cozy corner of their living room. With a soft blanket draped around them and the flicker of candlelight casting warm shadows, they spent the rest of the evening indulging in chocolate, sipping on a bottle of their favorite wine, and sharing stories. Gwen recounted memories from childhood Halloweens, from trick-or-treating with friends to the joy of selecting the perfect pumpkin, while Will shared anecdotes about his more mischievous Halloween antics. The couple also took time to reflect on their relationship, acknowledging the busy months behind them and the shared dreams ahead. They not only connected romantically that night, but also gained a better understanding of each other's needs, wants, and unspoken emotions. There were no costumes, no social media posts, no expectation of excitement or spectacle, just two people fully present in the moment. By the time the evening drew to a close, Will and Gwen felt a renewed sense of closeness. They had stepped away from the traditional pressures of Halloween and, in so doing, had created a night uniquely their own. It wasn't about candy or costumes or impressing others. It was about rediscovering the joy of simply being together. Friends, who later learned about their decision, were not surprised when they saw the photos Gwen posted the next day. A simple snapshot of a chocolate truffle in her hand, with Will's hand holding hers in the background. The caption read, "Sometimes the best Halloween memories are made without costumes or candy, only us." The post resonated widely, earning likes, comments, and shares from people who admired the couple's choice to prioritize connection over convention. In a world that often celebrates extravagance and spectacle, Will and Gwen's quiet, intentional date night served as a gentle reminder of the beauty in simplicity. It highlighted the importance of taking time to nurture relationships, to pause amidst life's chaos, and to savor the small, meaningful moments. Their choice to skip Halloween wasn't about rejecting tradition, it was about creating their own version of it, one that centered on love, presence, and genuine connection. They carried a sense of contentment with them as they went to bed that night, the house quiet and the streets devoid of trick-or-treaters. Halloween had come and gone, but the memories they created would last far longer than any party or costume. They had turned what could have been just another night into a cherished chapter in their story, one that reinforced the strength of their bond and the joy of choosing each other every day. In the end, Will and Gwen's Halloween may have looked different from years past, but it was perfect in its own way. It was a night that celebrated love over obligation, intimacy over spectacle, and connection over routine. And sometimes, that is the sweetest treat of all.